On this episode, I talk acting like an artist, Bitcoin, and dealing with rejection. I was trying to go the ABC, but it didn't. Just roll the thing. Hey everybody, and welcome to Finish Friday, the show that helps more creative people change more lives. I am your host, Todd B. from Tennessee, and I honestly am in a little shock that this is episode 50. Quick post right, let's look back at episode 1. The cycle of fulfillment happens in 3 phases. Did I say the cycle of fulfillment? The cycle of unfulfillment happens in 3 phases. Oh yeah, I'm not going to edit this show much. So I think we definitely come a long way from there, and I have to thank each and every one of you who have been along for the whole ride. I know there's a group of you, and I'm going to see you down here in the comments, who have showed up pretty much the whole time, and I can't thank you enough, and I can't say enough about those of you who have been here, and I can't tell you enough how much I'm looking forward to the next 50 in 2018. I guess that's all that's going on in my life, man. I loved Christmas. I got to hang with the family, got some cool gifts, of course, and have really enjoyed some time just kicking back and relaxing. So without further ado, let's get into today's topic. In one of my favorite movies, The Prestige, there's a scene where this old guy is doing a magic trick and he makes a goldfish bowl completely disappear. And the magicians are trying to figure out how he does it. And then the 2 people, Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman, the main characters, are like looking at this guy. He's like, he's an old, decrepit guy. Like, how does he make this thing disappear? And they realize that he's carrying this entire fishbowl between his thighs, and he's actually as strong as an ox. And one of the characters says something along the lines of, his whole life is a magic act. And that got me to thinking about artists and how we have to be in order not only to do what we do, but to cultivate the brand. There's a little bit of acting involved, and there's a little bit of mystique involved in everyone who wants to make art. We have to do more than just think about the craft. We have to think about how we're appearing to the world. I think about guys like Malcolm Gladwell. Yes, he's a great writer, but he's got the curly hair. He's got the glasses. He's got this super intelligent look that does everything to reinforce what it is that he's good at. So as we move into 2018, I want to think about your life and what you're doing practically to help display the kinds of things that you do, because the outside matters as much as the inside. And when you're working those 2 things in congruence, then you'll start to get some real momentum. How's Tennessee get off on being 15 degrees but having no snow? Like, to me, that's messed up. I'm looking out my window right now. It's like bare brown nothing, and all you other suckers get snow. I don't understand that. But this week's question of the week comes in from Arulnathan, and Arulnathan asks, how do you handle numerous rejections? By knowing that I'm going to succeed no matter what. Like, I have 3 or 4 rejections. That one of the few things that I've actually printed off, stuck down in my book bag, because I want to remember what it was like whenever nobody wanted to be around me, right? Like, or nobody wanted to take a chance on me. And I think the matter of fact is, you have to understand that in this world, there's going to be some rejection. And so if you take that on the front end and you go ahead and flip that switch to understand that, like, rejections are going to come, it actually moves to a point where you get excited to become rejected, because you know it's getting that much closer to the yes and to the popularity. Practically speaking, just read a bunch of stories. Read a bunch of stories about every artist ever and listen to what they say about being rejected, because almost all of them have. And I think if we take the time to prepare ourselves for that rejection up front, instead of letting it catch us off guard, we can handle it with grace and then continue on the path we want to be on. This week's artist spotlight goes on James Altucher, and I've admired James for a while, but I haven't brought him on the show yet. It now seems like the perfect time because of Bitcoin on the rise, and my man has been talking about it for a while now. And what's interesting to me, what I want to put out here is not that James is this incredible writer, which he is. It's that he's using his expertise to express his artistic stuff. And I think for a lot of us, we want to just like sit in this little hole of creation and never take anything in. But whenever you combine artistic ability with expertise, that's when you see greatness and people start to rise to this next level. So I want you to read the post that James has. I'm going to link it down below about Bitcoin. You don't have to understand Bitcoin to appreciate it. I don't understand Bitcoin, and I've read the thing. And what I want you to pay attention to is just the way he works his style and his voice into something which could be a very dry topic. And that is it for episode 50. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Before you get out of here, make sure you pop into the comments and answer this week's Ask the Audience. And this week's Ask the Audience is, what is your favorite memory from this time of year? Might be Christmas, might be New Year's Eve. I'm interested to see what you guys have ticking down there and talking with you in the comments. So don't forget, like this show if you liked it. Again, I'm Todd B from Tennessee, and I will talk with you next week.